I was hoping this was going to be the case at my alma mater, but folks, Colorado's coming.
We're going to outwork them. We're going to out-recruit them. We're going to out-scout them. We're going to out-develop. We're going to get our education. We're going to graduate these young men. Because the caliber of players that we're getting ready to bring to you, they're going to want something. But guess what? I'm going to want something back.
Deion Sanders is in the middle of a giant recruiting weekend right now in Boulder, and he's already got some of these commitments flipping over. So now, all of a sudden, listen, he won the press conference and the press release, and it's like, this hire did what it was supposed to achieve early, which was garner a lot of attention, and it has. But I think what's shocking a lot of people is the staying power to that attention. Because, well, let's just put it this way. Okay, so I'm from the Colorado area. I'm from Denver. I did local sports talk radio in Denver. I know that place it's a Broncos town, period. It's all about the Denver Broncos all the time. Even like it takes like a Stanley Cup run from the Avalanche to replace the Broncos on the front page of the sports page. It takes like a World Series run from the Rockies, which is few and far between, but they've had one. Maybe like an MVP like Jokic, but it doesn't happen often. And it never really happens for Colorado. And now the University of Colorado has moved the Broncos to the back page. Colorado is all anyone can talk about there. And so it's the staying power, I think, is what's surprising. Every college football show, including this one, is talking about Deion and Colorado. He's all over social media. He shows up to a basketball game, didn't even go down on the floor and give some sort of fake accent. You know what I mean? Didn't even go down on the floor. Place goes absolutely bonkers, chanting his name. All they have to do is put him on the screen. The energy is so palpable from Colorado. And now what that has to do, so it's like the energy has sustained through this whole week since the announcement and since the press conference. Now it's got to translate into players. And it is. And that's when people are going to start sitting up in their chairs and they're going to be like, oh, okay, like this is real. This is not just fun speeches and talking about luggage and it's Louis. And I mean, those things are amazing. And that's all anyone can, by the way, ask me about. But now it's starting to become real, because when the rubber meets the road in college football, what is this sport all about? Players, right? You got to have the players to go out and compete and win. And now they're starting to win some of those battles against the big boys. How about latest news? Dylan Edwards, 4-star running back, flips from Notre Dame to the University of Colorado. If that's not like one of these first dominoes, if that's not one of the first like shots across the bow, I just do not think that this is going to be a one-off. I think that after the season, we're going to see Travis Hunter, the former number one recruit overall, commit to Colorado. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders, his son, is going to come play quarterback. I would be shocked if we didn't see like guys like Kevin Coleman or Katron Evans, the wide receiver and defensive tackle, who were top 300 recruits, come with Deion from Jackson State. It's also happening in terms of his staff, because remember, a big part of college football is, yes, the players, but you've got to have the staff that can recruit them and then develop them. And he gets a couple of guys that I think, again, shocked a lot of people throughout the college football world. Sean Lewis leaves as the head coach of Kent State, and he's going to be the offensive coordinator. And Charles Kelly, the associate defensive coordinator at Alabama, he was the safeties coach. Now he's going to be the defensive coordinator. When's the last time Colorado was stealing head coaches to be their OC, was going and taking Alabama assistants to be their defensive coordinator? Like, this stuff hasn't happened at that place for a long time. A long time. When's the last time they won a recruiting battle against Notre Dame? I mean, this doesn't happen. So there is a small groundswell. And I'm just telling you, this wasn't just a cute press conference and a great speech on social media. And it's not just the energy in the basketball arena when they introduce him on the big screen. It's not just his first recruiting weekend. It's going to be the second recruiting weekend. And what we're going to start to see, I guarantee you, is these dominoes not just start to tip over, but stack on top of one another. I would be pretty surprised if Colorado, even in this recruiting cycle, doesn't finish somewhere when you combine transfer portal and high school recruiting in the top 25 or 20 in the country. They were sniffing that and haven't been sniffing that. This is a program that has been basically dormant for the better part of 16 years. Save for one season under Mike McIntyre when they were able to win their division on a senior-laden team and really play above their heads with some NFL guys and go and play for the Pac-12 championship. This has been a program that has been dormant, totally dormant for the better part of 17, 16 years. And now it's totally different. Colorado is right now, until the bowl games start, the most relevant program in the country for the better part of 2 weeks. They're going to be, you watch these commitments. I guarantee you by the time you're hearing this, you're going to hear about more and more commitments from this recruiting weekend, this weekend in Boulder and next weekend in Boulder. They're really excited about a bunch of these players. And I can just tell you that Deion and the intent to hire Deion is absolutely working. There's no doubt about it. And as an alum, listen, I'm very excited. And I think West Coast football, we get USC back in the mix. You get this great year from the Pac-12 where you got, 6 teams in the top, 18 or so in the country. A really good Pac-12 year. You got the Heisman Trophy winner. And now all of a sudden you've got a former power with a national championship under their belt at Colorado, with a Heisman Trophy winner, with Thorpe Award winners, with Butkus Award winners, and now all of a sudden they've got real buzz and they're winning recruiting battles over Notre Dame. West Coast football is starting to become more and more relevant in college football, and you know what? For me, I'm here for it. I think it's fantastic, and I hope that it continues for them, obviously, and the entire Pac-12 conference. And by the way, the conference is going to need it once USC and UCLA move on to the Big Ten. They're going to need a program like Colorado, like Oregon, like Washington, like Utah to firm up and just be stalwarts in the college football world. So that's exciting, folks. And this Deion thing, this is not just a splashy press conference. This is working. They're stacking up dominoes, and that's going to continue over the next couple of weeks. That's something definitely to pay attention to as this recruiting cycle is going to wind down until we get to the early signing day period.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here. College football on Fox.